Well, you're not changing your game plan much. I think it's just more of the execution, and it's no different than after the game the other night. Our top end's got to be a little bit better.
On that note of execution, you mentioned the Thomas line, and you want your guys to handle them better. What needs to be better for your group tonight against them?
Well, if you just want to you just watch the game again, and the goal they score is we get the puck in the middle and turn it over, and then we don't check properly. So we turn the puck over, the centerman does, and then we don't check properly. So that gives, that's a high-end line. Those two kids that's top end in this division, those two boys. So you better be on top of them.
Yeah, there's an obscure stat out there. You got 12 guys with 6 goals or more. It's leading the league. Well, you're right there with Washington. What is that? Obviously, it speaks to your depth. Is that a reason why you guys have been able to hang around in a playoff spot?
That's why that's really the biggest reason we are.
Yeah.
Right? There's not enough at the top end. That's for sure. I mean, you look at teams that got 20 goal scorers already. So, and it's not certainly our defense is right up there in terms of league, in terms of scoring, and our team defense is right in the middle, which I keep pushing and harping and get on the first page, get in top. You got to be in the top 5 in the conference, which we're doing a good job of that. So then it just breaks out into scoring the big goals. Like you asked in the game the other night, 5-5, we're as good as there is. But when it comes to where the best players are on the ice, it's the difference.
And are you anticipating that changing, that these high-end guys will eventually be more productive?
Well, for the most part, other than, hey, you want Mange and Johnny to be more productive offensively, right? And to do that, then they got to complete their whole game, because you got to have the puck to do those things, right? Otherwise, you're doing a lot of work to get it back. So that's those, the way our lines are, and there's not, we've talked about this. We've moved Jonathan all over, right? But I think it's a good fit. It is a good fit with Naz, and it's got Luch going again to play there. So then you need, like Lindy's line hasn't been as good on this trip, if you look at it. So we need Lindy and Ty and Dylan to get going again. So it's got to be through our lineup. We're not like top heavy or bottomed out. Like it's got to be right through our lineup, the structure and the ability to finish.
When you talk about structure, how's Huberdeau's defensive game been?
I think he's a very smart player. I think he sees the game and recognizes situations and all that. I think it's just probably more puck management with him than anything.
And same with Andrew in terms, you mentioned the other night about good to see him get one. But
yeah.
His play on the other parts.
Yeah, I think, it's there's a whole with Mange. Nobody works harder. Nobody tries to do more than Mange, right? But it's the year part of it, right? So he's, it's a contract thing last summer, and then he's hurt, misses training camp, not really comfortable even when he come back for a few games, and then gets behind the 8 ball a little bit because he cares about it and wants to be a really productive guy, and gets that part of the mental part on him a little bit, and then so he's just got to play his way out of it. Like, he's got to trust himself, and we've played him lots, and just go from there.
Have you seen progress there?
Yeah, we just asked the other night. We just said that, the line has gotten lots of opportunities they got to finish, right? But that's partly on. You look at also. I think it's really important for the development of our team, not just last year, this year, going forward, is these young guys. So what we've tried to do is put like Mange is playing with Michael and Blake. So Mange, a young guy, that's their responsibility too, to bring him along. Lindy and Ty are playing with Dylan, bring Dylan along. So that means you got to be productive, right? So we wanted the young guy, Daz, now that Johnny's there, but Luch is the guy that stepped up, played there. So, and then you look at Rosie and even now with Walker playing instead of Brett, right? So you got to keep putting them guys in there, and then they got to produce.